Salam olahraga. Saya Ilham, berita olahraga dari MotoGP. Di laga ini race menang kemenangan dalam pertandingan MotoGP. Kita lihat video berikut hasil pertandingan membalap motor MotoGP. Dan harus dukung channel ini untuk berkembang. Salam olahraga.
I don't think Martin's been able to disengage his whole shot device. There were sparks coming out from underneath. Yeah, he's still sat down. Sparks from Martin in a bad way. He's got to try and get that rear highlight device disengaged because now he's dropping right back through the field.
I think it was the same for Agura because we saw sparks from him as well. He's in fourth. Marc Marquez taking advantage of the top two in the championship, busy watching each other, and the 93 takes third place.
And in his 150th Grand Prix start, taking advantage of some of the Aprilia chaos around him, it's Raul Fernandez for Trackhouse. That leads Pedro Acosta trying to find a way through on Fabio Quartararo. Quartararo early on got himself up inside the top 10.
Yeah, he's running in ninth through the first sector. He's battling there with the VR46 Ducatis. That's Pedro Acosta coming through on him. Acosta was 10th. He's now taken over ninth.
Fernandez already clearing away at the front of this Grand Prix. Yellow flags going through Lovefield section. It's Joan Mir who has crashed out.
On another lap one.
Joan Mir then has crashed out of contention on the first lap here, adding to what is a rapidly expanding crash tally on the factory Honda, as Ayagura gets a little bit of a head shake there as he's through.
If he is to go with the three Aprilias up the front, there is Rins recovering. He and Mir, the two former Suzuki teammates, down at Lovefield.
Mir did not complete a single race lap, did he, in Assen? Crashed out in the first lap of both the sprint and the Grand Prix. This is Alex Marquez dishing out some payback on Agura into turn 15 for the first time. Lovely move that by Alex, sliding on the inside of Agura's Aprilia into Stowe. That's for fourth place.
I'd say Bezzecchi would have signed for this, wouldn't he, on the first lap? Running second at this stage to Fernandez as Agura piles back past Alex Marquez, but that is only for fifth place. And as we complete the first lap, Fernandez is already over a second clear, and Ayagura already after lap one is 3.3 seconds behind his race-leading teammate.
Pedro Acosta, Alex Marquez
there, and it was clearly that was dragging along the ground for both Martin and Agura through the first corner. Look at Agura, a bit of a rolling roadblock at this stage. This time it's Pedro Acosta having a go at it.
Yeah, Acosta's got through, no problem whatsoever. He made that look like a cinch, didn't he? Nothing that Agura could do. Acosta then on the charge. Agura's been picked up as well by Alex as the 73 fights back on that run down into Vale. So Ayagura then now dropped back to seventh place. He's going the wrong way, isn't he? The rider's second in the World Championship, second in yesterday's sprint.
While his teammate Raul Fernandez is running away with the British Grand Prix. Only 2 of 20 laps completed though, but Fernandez miles faster than the rest of the field. He just hit a 158.457. Only the next 5 riders behind him are even doing 59s. Next fastest rider was Bezzecchi on a 59.1. Fernandez is nearly 2 seconds clear.
How long can he sustain this kind of pace? Clearly, the tactic is head down, try and establish a gap, and then manage the fading rear grip towards the latter stages. Just moving out of your picture down the Wellington Straight go Bezzecchi and Marc Marquez, second and third.
The Silverstone circuit, but it was a good enough run through Stowe for Acosta that Alex Marquez was nowhere near close enough to attack into Vale. Fernandez, another 158, matched near enough by Martin on that last lap. Martin did a 58.9 versus a 59.3 for Bezzecchi, so the championship leader is now starting to gain some ground on his teammate up ahead.
Yeah, Martin and Acosta, the only other 2 riders that have been able to find 58s against Raul Fernandez's dynamic start. This is an unbelievable early pace, isn't it, by Fernandez? No further action will be taken, we're being informed, after that first lap incident involving Joan Mir and Alex Rins. As we pick up Alex Marquez then, they're going through Aintree Corner, winding the power on now as they go down through the Wellington Straight. Well, Alex Rins is one of our 11 previous British Grand Prix winners in the last 11 starts. He did it in an all-time classic against Marc Marquez here back in 2019, but he's out after a first lap incident involving Joan Mir. No points today for Alex.
Looks like the place on the circuit where Fernandez is making so much of his advantage up over the rest of the field is in the first sector. On this lap, he already pulled out another 4/10. Marc Marquez did set his personal best lap last time around. It wasn't enough to shake off his younger brother or Pedro Acosta, though.
Agura is picking up his pace as we see the Beast walk away from the scene of the crime. A rather frustrated trudge, to say the least, for Anaya. That looked like as he was aggressive on that change of direction, just might have lifted the front tyre in the air, and then it just locked when it made contact back with tarmac. Agura, a 59.267 on the last lap, was his best of the Grand Prix so far, but he's now almost 6.5 seconds behind his teammate Fernandez as the Marquez siblings go side by side. Easy as you like for Alex on that run through Maggots and Beckett's. Marc Marquez once again looking rather defenceless on top of that factory Ducati, very much already a quarter of the way through this British Grand Prix. You get a sense that Marc Marquez already locked into damage limitation mode. Those two under 2/10 of a second. Martin, the only rider now on circuit in the 58s, is now Acosta finds a way through on Marc Marquez. That's a brave and bold move going through into Abbott, and once again, just like yesterday, Marc Marquez looking like a sitting duck, a passenger, isn't he, on top of that factory Ducati. I mean, the Ducati just
pushing harder, you potentially do more damage and wear out your rear tyre even quicker, because his next lap was a 159.8. This is Jorge Martin, and up behind Marco Bezzecchi. Is Bezzecchi about to cough up a bit of a mistake, or is it Martin? No, it's Martin into Abbey, so a bit of a respite now for Bezzecchi in second place.
That cost him half a second. He was right on the rear tyre. Exiting has crashed out of the Grand Prix. It's going to be a double DNF in front of his home crowd. No fairy tale farewell in front of the British fans for Cal Crutchlow, and already we've lost Lecuona, we've lost Bastianini, we've now lost Cal Crutchlow, we lost Alex Rindon.
I think that's the same corner that he crashed out last year. He crashed at Luffield in the 2025 British Grand Prix, and his 2026 edition has also ended there.
Last man standing, this, isn't it? I mean, it's just turning into a race of attrition. Bagnaia looks rather perplexed there about what's put him in the gravel at turn 7, but a weekend to forget for the 29-year-old Italian. Lost his proud 100% point scoring record in sprints yesterday with a dismal return to 17th. He's not even going to see the checker flag once again here at Silverstone. Alex Marquez is starting to come right into this battle, isn't he, for second place. He was the strongest, head and shoulders the strongest Ducati rider, which is one of the fastest laps of this race so far. That's the reason why the 73 is charging towards this bat of a second which now is Avanti's Martin. Is he going to just about drop back across the nose of Bezzecchi into the loop? He does indeed. So Martin, maybe sensing that Alex Marquez was starting to get himself right into contention for this podium battle, thought, right, well, now is the time that I have to get through on Bez.
Is that body starting to scream in pain and aching for Marco Bezzecchi now? Looks like he fancied a little look at the inside of Martin there. Bezzecchi did a 59. You can already see the distance that Martin has pulled out up ahead, having cleared Bezzecchi at the start of the lap. Now towards the end of the lap, Alex Marquez takes away that third place.
Yeah, he's about 3/4 of a second quicker, Martin, compared to Bez on this lap. Oh, is that Agura? I think that might be Agura, then another victim of this race of survival here at Silverstone. So for the first time in 2026, Agura blinks. This is his first mistake of the season. He's only got the previous DNF. The only other blot on the copybook was the technical DNF he suffered when he was in podium contention in Austin over in Texas. This time around, though, Agura drops the ball big time here at the British Grand Prix.
Bezzecchi's gone past him. Alex Marquez lost 2 places and the thick end of 3 seconds in the first sector. We're now about to find out what happened. Look, he's already behind Acosta here, and he's then going to make contact with the KTM. But how did Alex Marquez even end up there?
Yeah, what has happened to Alex Marquez, who was motoring? Well, he was in the podium places, wasn't he? And now he's lost a whole chunk of time. What did happen to Alex then? Now, behind Pedro Acosta he sits, he's sandwiched in between the two future factory Ducati colleagues, brother Mark behind him now. Well, drama throughout this his Silverstone Hope Sunwrap. Oh, another big moment for Alex on the power. Now that's a scary one. That is a real alarm bell for the 73 going through the 5th gear turn 8 Woodcote corner. Did Alex just burn up too much of that rear tyre as he fought his way through to tackle the factory Aprilias?
That's twice now in 2 laps that the rear tyre has told Alex Marquez, I don't have an awful lot left here, and there are still 8 laps to go for you to manage this as we complete lap 12 of 20. That is the current World Championship situation, although still plenty to happen. Of course, we've had 7 retirements already in this British Grand Prix.
About to complete what he's on halfway around his 14th lap of 20. And he's going to be enjoying this experience. I mean, bar any late collapse, bar any late catastrophe here for Raul Fernandez, he is going to be our 12th different winner in 12 seasons at the British Grand Prix.
Yeah, it looks like the rider of the race vote at the moment is going in the direction of Marco Bezzecchi, and I could totally see why, given the context of his ride at the moment in third place. But is he going to hang on to a podium? Alex Marquez is doing his level best to chase him down. He's taken 3/10 so far on this lap. Then the 73.
Maybe we conserved too much in the early part of the Grand Prix. We've heard that from a few riders previously this season.
73 makes his way then through Magnets, Beckett and Chapel. The fast change of direction as you go left, right, left onto in the Grand Manor.
So Test is passing with flying colours at the moment. Pecco Bagnaia has had a miserable British Grand Prix experience. This is from the circuit CCTV footage. I'm not surprised that he was caught completely cold there. He's going to level Bez in the braking zone for Stowe. Bez braking as late as he dared previously in MotoGP. He's taken a tumble out of podium contention at Stowe when he was fighting Bagnaia for the win back in 2023. Brilliant this by Marco Bezzecchi. We said yesterday he put his heart and his soul into Raul Fernandez, 3.1 seconds clear of Jorge Martin. Martin once again kicking himself, lapping in those high 158s. The only rider now on circuit in the 58s is Martin, as Digi makes the move. Digi then through on Marc Marquez into the village. I think Marc actually had the better exit speed there, and he just... Gian Antonio just parked that Ducati in front of him going into the loop. There was nothing that Mark could do. You could see Mark actually had to check up.
Digi was always going to have the inside line too for the loop, so I think Marquez.
Fernandez's lead is under 3 seconds in this British Grand Prix. Surely he's now just in touring mode to make sure he gets to the checker flag. Look at Bez attacking so hard. That Aprilia snaking sideways left and right on the brakes for Brooklands. Alex Marquez still can't pounce.
We have 2 weekends off between now.
A way through. Here is then your dominant, your runaway leader, and surely now your British Grand Prix victor in 2026. Surely we are looking at this incredible winning sequence extending to 12 successive British Grand Prix, as Raul Fernandez does look to make it a dream dozen different winners in our last 12 minutes through this spectacular Silverstone circuit. Do you know what, at the moment it looks like Bez has got this one covered off, doesn't it? Alex just cannot.
Marquez is half a second behind into the final sector.
Down the hanger straight, all on his lonesome goes Raul Fernandez. Here comes Fabio Di Gianantonio. This is the battle for 5th place. Didier closing in here on Pedro Acosta. But we are going to get our 12th different winner in the last 12 British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. What an unbelievable day this has been. An unbelievable weekend for Aprilia. And it's going to end in glory for Raul Fernandez as he comes through the final corner. It is Fernandez that wins the British Grand Prix. And after Lorenzo, Marquez, Rossi, Viñales, Dovizioso, Rins, Quartararo, Bagnaia, Espargaro, Bastianini and Bezzecchi, Raul Fernandez does become our 12th different winner in 12 visits to Silverstone and the British Grand Prix.
Thanks everybody.
You can hear there the reaction from inside the factory Aprilia camp.
From Raul, probably like one of the most complete performances.